Today, I've got a map with 26 NFL teams on it. These are the 26 NFL franchises that have produced an MVP winner in their history, dating all the way back to 1957 when the legend Jim Brown secured his first of 3 MVP wins, all the way through to Lamar Jackson winning his second last season. I've put every single NFL MVP winner onto the current version of the franchise they played for. For example, in our first matchup, we'll see 2005 NFL MVP Sean Alexander of my Seattle Seahawks taking on Rich Gannon, Ken Stabler, and Marcus Allen with the Las Vegas Raiders. As you can imagine, teams with multiple MVP winners, and there's a few, they're going to benefit a ton. Also, unfortunately, a lot of QBs have won the award, so many teams will have duplicates, including the aforementioned Raiders. The first 13 matchups of this video, including Seahawks Raiders, have been predetermined, as I'll allow the winner of each game to steal a player, and that way we avoid building a ridiculous super team right out the gates. And right out the gates, we have a blowout, a bit anticlimactic to start this video. Also, this game was all Geno Smith, 3 passing touchdowns. He also had a rushing touchdown, so I can't even claim Sean Alexander carried my team. I mean, he was pretty good though, 19 for 113, no touchdowns, but 6 yards per carry. Good work, Seattle. My Seahawks do make the first move of the video. I will remain unbiased throughout the video, but I love to see it. Additionally, even though Geno Smith just carried our entire franchise, I'm stealing Rich Gannon from the Raiders, a 98 overall. Why not? I should mention I'm not going to steal an MVP automatically for each team, though. I'm going to look for the best positional fit to improve each roster. You guys get it. Our second matchup will be a California battle. The Niners with a trio of legendary MVP winning QBs. Joe Montana won 2, as did Steve Young, who will back him up, and John Brody is a third stringer. The Rams also have 3 MVPs in their history. Kurt Warner won 2 in 3 seasons when the team was in St. Louis. Marshall Faulk won it in between those 2 seasons, and Roman Gabriel, an OG, won it in 1969. Nice. It really was a crazy stretch for the Rams from 1999 through 2001. They won 3 straight MVPs, and Faulk was the runner-up to Warner both his winning years. Oh my, Joe Montana to a healthy Christian McCaffrey, 2-score lead for the Niners very early. Good lord, it's going to be 24-0. Another Montana to McCaffrey touchdown. Rams, are you awake? Okay, they were not awake. I mean, they finally got on the board, but Joe Montana tossed for 413 yards and 6 touchdowns. I mean, Kurt Warner was okay, but they were never in this game. What? I really thought that matchup was going to be epic. Oh well, Rams, you'll always have that greatest show on turf era. And because the Niners didn't need a new QB or running back, I gave them Cooper Kupp, just adding to the richness. As we move on, we've got the Chargers, a super nostalgic MVP winner after my guy Sean Alexander won in 05. LaDainian Tomlinson would take it home in 06, setting a record with 31 total TDs. They're taking on Denver, a pair of MVP winning quarterbacks. John Elway will be the starter over Peyton for the Broncos. After winning Super Bowl MVP in 1997, Terrell Davis won league MVP in 98. What a stud. Oh, I told you he was a stud. Broncos going to be up 21-6 after that TD touchdown. Oh my, this game really got out of hand. Jim Harbaugh, what happened to your Chargers defense, man? These legend MVP winning QBs might be a bit overpowered. John Elway 3, 12, and 5. LT 13 for 87, but the game script wasn't good for the Chargers. That's too bad. Denver enters the state of California, beating the Chargers. It's not too exciting, but they bolster their offensive line, taking Rashawn Slater. Next up, we'd have the Cowboys challenging Miami. Dallas, surprisingly, just the one MVP in their history. Emmitt Smith in 1993, also a season the boys won the Super Bowl. The Dolphins, also just one MVP winner, which is a bit shocking to learn. Dan Marino in just his second NFL season in 1984. He threw for over 5,000 yards that season, did Dan, the first time in NFL history, and it was never done again until 2008. That's so crazy to think about. Emmitt Smith would get the scoring started for the Cowboys early in the first, a short punch-in for 6. Marino had the answer for Miami, leading a long touchdown drive that ended in the Dolphins MVP scrambling in himself. In the second quarter, Smith would cap another Cowboys scoring drive with a TD run. Dallas's defense would hold tight until the fourth quarter when Marino found fullback Alec Ingold to make it a 1-score game. After a Miami stop, Marino would march the Dolphins 90-plus yards, including a deep strike to Tyreek Hill down to the 3-yard line, leading to an easy touchdown run. Miami would force one more Dallas 3-and-out before draining the clock and walking away with the W. 266-1 through the air, plus another rushing score for the MVP Dan Marino. Not that running back is a weak spot for Miami, but I still let them steal Emmitt. I've got the the Falcons heading north to take on Tennessee. Atlanta just one MVP winner in their history, Mr. Matt Ryan in 2016. Surely that season ended very well for the franchise. The Titans, meanwhile, a pair of winners. Earl Campbell, back when they were the Oilers, rushed for just under 2,000 yards in 1980, while Steve McNair shared MVP with Peyton Manning back in 2003. This game was a surprising shootout as the Titans took possession. Under 40 seconds left to get in field goal range. A big completion from McNair to Ridley near midfield. A second completion to the logo burned the final Titans timeout, so I was doubtful, but thanks to protection holding up on the next play, McNair let another Ridley route develop, and Calvin did the rest against his former team. A huge gain and a game-winning field goal would send Tennessee through. 362-3 through the air for Steve McNair. That's an MVP performance. Not needing Matt Ryan at QB, I gave Jesse Bates from the Falcons to the Titans. As Tennessee takes over Atlanta territory, we also now have to ask, will the Chiefs run amok in this video? Of course, we know their MVP, Kansas City. He's won it 2 times at this point. Patrick Mahomes back up at a 99 overall. For Chicago, maybe Caleb Williams will get there one day. It's the man they called Sweetness, Walter Payton. Can he backpack like he did in 1977 with over 2,000 yards from scrimmage? Well, very first drive of the game for the Chiefs in the pouring rain at Soldier Field. I anticipate it's about this is just ceremonial, right? The Chiefs are going to score a touch. Yes, they are. Hopkins from Mahomes. Oh, but the answer, I didn't watch it live, but Sweetness gets in to tie the game up. Oh my word, this game went crazy in the second quarter. A field goal for the Bears. Cool. DeAndre Carter from Caleb Williams. Rome Odunze from Caleb. The Bears don't choke now. Caleb to Rome for the second time this game. It is going to be 31-10, people. This is not a drill. Well, wait a minute. Mahomes to Juju. Okay, this is a crazy game, dude. Oh no, and Chicago's punting the ball back to the Chiefs. No. It was a brilliant punt, though. We must say that. The Chiefs pinned at their 1. Are they about to go 99 yards to tie up this game? Pacheco stuff. They're still burning clock. Mahomes, you better make this count. A dump off to Noah Gray. Check down, really? And they're not going to... Are they really not going to use a timeout? Look at this nonsense. Andy Reid, you're getting all wet for what, brother? They eventually used a timeout with 13 seconds left. It is so... This game is so broken. But what do you want from me? Okay, I'm sorry, Chiefs fans. You guys have won enough. Oh, as Mahomes actually gets picked off. Oh, my word. He was going for it. I'll give him that. But it is a Bears upset victory in the rain. Okay. Walter Payton had a pretty good performance, 15 for 62 and 2 clutch touchdowns. Plus, he is now joined in the backfield by MVP Patrick Mahomes. There you go, Bears fans. This could be the start of something. Speaking of the Bears, we've got another NFC North rivalry battle up next. Let's go. The Vikings with a trio of winners. Adrian Peterson, over 2,000 yards in 2012. Alan Page, one of the 2 defensive players ever to win it, and Fran Tarkenton. Green Bay, meanwhile, 5 total winners in their prestigious history. 4 alone for everyone's favorite person, Aaron Rodgers. Brett Favre won 3 in a row during the mid-90s. Crazy. Jim Taylor, Bart Starr, and Paul Hornung, a trio of OG winners from the 1960s. With Aaron under center and 2 MVPs in the backfield alongside him, the Packers should do all right here, but is that Adrian? It is AP getting in to set the tone for Minnie. Oh, wow. Jumping in, 2-minute warning. This is a huge play. 3rd and goal. If the Vikings score 6, this game's probably over. Fran's gonna drop back. He's gonna scramble. He's gonna dive and get pushed in. Are you kidding me? That was a Packer player coming from behind. They had him stuffed. Oh my. You know Aaron would have had some magic too on a potential game-winning drive, but he never got the chance as the Vikings did. Wow. Adrian Peterson had a pretty good game. Aaron Jones, 104 yards, 2 TDs on 5 carries. All them MVP winners, but no rush defense. Green Bay, that's terrible. I mean, maybe the Packers should have started 99 overall Brett Favre. I don't know, not my decision. The Vikings actually didn't need any of Green Bay's MVPs, so they take Jair Alexander instead. As our next matchup would be Colts Bengals. Speaking of stacked quarterback rooms, 4 MVP winning QBs for the Colts franchise. Peyton Manning won 4 on his own. He'll be the starter with a trio of OG winners behind him. While the Bengals also have a pair of most valuable quarterbacks, looks like Ken Anderson from 1981 will get the starting nod over Boomer Esiason. We'll see if that's the correct call. And I'm devastated to report to Bengal fans, it was not the right call. Or maybe it was just defensive issues. I'm not sure. Peyton put up pretty modest numbers, 258 and 2, but the Colts manhandled them. And now Peyton will get to throw passes to Jamar Chase. I mean, that's really fun. As the Colts take over Bengals territory, I look next to Lions Browns. That's interesting. Detroit just the one winner in their history, Barry Sanders. He actually shared it with Brett Favre in 1997 after rushing for over 2,000 yards. Easily the most aesthetically pleasing football reference page to look at. Barry Sanders, 10 seasons, they were all bangers. It's so pure. Congrats to the Browns who get 99 overall Jim Brown, the winner of the first 2 MVP awards in NFL history. They also get Brian Sipe, a useful quarterback. Cleveland surprisingly hung tough in this matchup, but it was ultimately the Barry Sanders show as he galloped for 115 yards plus 2 TD scores. The Lions held on for a 5-point W, and I let Detroit steal Myles Garrett. Good luck rest of the match. Actually, there's a few teams that are looking pretty deadly. In addition to the Lions, we're gonna have some great matchups. Steelers, Eagles up next. Another team with just one MVP winner, Pittsburgh, Terry Bradshaw from back in 1978. While the Eagles go back even further, an OG by the name of Norm Van Brocklin. I had never heard of him before, but that is a fantastic name. And it's weird, the list of Associated Press MVP winners actually skips the year 1960. I'm not sure what was going on, but our guy Norm won an MVP award that season, so I counted it. Norm has the Eagles up in the second half, but Najee punches in. It's gonna be a 1-touchdown game here. Oh my, but Norm to AJ for 22. They're down to the 5-yard line. Norm himself punches it in from 2 yards out, and that drive was the final nail in the Steelers' coffin on this game. The Steelers gave it a pretty good run in that game, but the Eagles do overtake all of Pennsylvania, and the rich continue to get richer. TJ Watt joins the Eagles. My word, some of these teams. Buffalo gets to piece together a stupidly loaded running back room. OJ Simpson leading the way, Thurman Thomas backing him up. OJ ran for over 2,000 yards in just 14 games in 1973. I know the NFL can't really celebrate that, but what a killer season. The Giants have the second defensive MVP ever, Lawrence Taylor from 1986, as well something named Y.A. Tittle from 1963. Sure, in a shock, in the snow at Meadowlands, Lawrence Taylor LT would get loose and sack Josh Allen twice. The Bills' offense simply never got it going. Tittle would throw a pair of TD passes, and the G-men walked away with an upset win. The Juice and his white Bronco join LT and the Giants, maybe set to make a run. I mean, I know they had 2 MVP winners. I don't know how the Giants did that. The Bills are so stacked, plus OJ Simpson, that's wild. I'm surely setting the New England Patriots up for disaster here. Yeah, they do get 3-time NFL MVP Tom Brady back in his prime. I'm sure you've heard of him. I'm not sure how much that'll help though. As 2-time MVP winner, maybe 3-time this season, Lamar Jackson is on the other side with possibly the best team in the AFC. I guess we'll find out soon. I mean, we just saw what I would have considered to be a similar upset on paper with the Giants beating the Bills, so maybe Tom and the Pats have something. They are driving on their first possession and they're settling for a field goal. The Ravens aren't running away with this game yet. Nelson Aguilar rushing TD. Okay, they're up a touchdown. And now they're up 2 as Lamar what is Nelson Aguilar? Okay, sure. Yeah, I'm sorry, Patriot fans. We don't get another upset. That was just reserved for the Giants, I guess. Oh my, see, I was scared. I made these QBs too overpowered. Joe Montana threw 6 touchdowns. Tom, he had a horrible game. 99 overall for nothing. The Ravens say goodbye to the New England Patriots, turn Massachusetts purple. The Ravens are so loaded, I stole Christian Gonzalez from the Patriots. He's way down their list of overall players. That's wild. As we get to our final predetermined first round matchup, Washington rocking out with 3 MVP winners, including Joe Theismann, running back Larry Brown, and oh yeah, kicker Mark Mosley, who I had to make a 99 overall because yes, he's a kicker that won MVP. I'll take things that are under discussed about NFL history for 500, Alex. Washington challenging the Carolina Panthers with 2015 NFL MVP Cam Newton under center. Yo, this game's been an absolute battle. We're under a minute left. Washington retaking after Carolina scored a touchdown, so we won't get to see Mark Mosley kicking a game-winning field goal. Joe Theismann, I think that's Terry McLaurin. For anyone who's watched any Madden videos, especially here on my channel, we tend to get just crazy plays. Like, I would not be shocked to see a touchdown here. Oh, Joe. We see stupid quarterback decisions. Joe Theismann taking a sack. They burn their final timeout. They got to go to the end zone right here. Joe, no, Joe, your leg. Be careful. Thankfully, it doesn't end with a leg snapping, career-ending injury for Joe Theismann, but his run in this video is over. Cam Newton, not a bad game by any stretch, 177-1. Plus, he actually rushed the ball. Shout out to creating a player who rushes 64 yards and a touchdown. We love it. It's just a small wee bit of property, but Carolina expands their territory. Goodbye, Washington. They go ahead and steal MVP winner Larry Brown, aka the most generic name I've never heard of him, but he's a legend. He won MVP. Congrats. Now he's on Carolina. As we are down to just 13 teams and their respective MVP winners left on our map, it's really starting to take shape. We are also officially going to a wheel to determine our matchup. So if we get a super team built as a result, it's officially out of my control. The Giants, really a huge upset for the G-Men in their first appearance, taking down Buffalo. Okay, going north, slightly east. The only team in that vicinity is Massachusetts, now owned by Baltimore. Can the Giants do it again? I'll be honest, I didn't have much faith the Giants would upset another team, but OJ Simpson, their stolen MVP, was electric. 110 yards and 2 TDs on just 10 carries. Unfortunately, MVP Lamar, I mean, he played basically a perfect game, over 300 yards, 4 passing touchdowns, and the Ravens held on for the win. Not that they need an extra boost, but yeah, Baltimore goes ahead and steals Lawrence Taylor. I feel like other than maybe Carolina, we don't have any polar bears in Arlington, Texas left on the map. We've got basically all heavyweights, and that's with all due respect to the Carolina Panthers. Cam Newton, they've stolen Larry Brown too. We've got the Eagles, another heavyweight. They're all heavyweights, man. Oh my, but in this case with the Eagles, I think we're getting an epic battle north, slightly west. The only team that really makes sense for the Eagles to play based on that compass pin, the Detroit Lions. Yes, I knew either way we were getting a good battle here. Eagles, Lions. As mentioned a bunch of times, I expected this to be a heavyweight battle to the death, and it started with Norm Van Brocklin finding Devontae Smith for a short TD. The Lions, though, had an answer with Amon-Ra catching a TD from distance. A stop from Detroit would lead to a second Goff TD pass of the half, and my guy Jared would go for the hat trick again, this time back to Amon-Ra St. Brown before halftime. And just to round things out symmetrically to cap a quick blowout, Goff found Jameson Williams for the second time. Dude, was it really over already? Unfortunately for Eagle fans, yeah, it was. Complete Lion domination in this one. Kind of a letdown. MVP Barry Sanders was actually held in check too. It was all Goff in the passing attack. And even though Jared balled out, I respect it, but you know I had to keep that man Norm in this video. He's off to Detroit. The epic matchups just kept coming as Miami was spun and sent north, which means they're traveling all the way to take on Minnesota. The Dolphins having stolen Emmitt Smith to go along with MVP Dan Marino. They stole him from the Cowboys, of course. The Vikings stole Jair Alexander, and they're getting on the board first. It's AP in for 6, baby. Oh my goodness, Fran Tarkenton finds Jalen Naylor. The Dolphins have literally not got a stop yet on Minnie, and they basically wouldn't the rest of the game. Oh my word, that Kevin O'Connell offense just cooking for the Vikings. That's crazy. And that pretty much tells the whole story right there. Dan Marino, 142 and 0 TDs. Fran Tarkenton, basically a perfect game. Big real estate acquisition here for the Vikings. Our map turning purple. Nice. And did they need another extremely dynamic playmaker, the Vikings? Probably not. It's overkill, but Tyreek Hill, well, just like that, we were down to 10 teams left on our wheel, and the aforementioned Carolina Panthers were back up, sent west to take on Tennessee. Earlier in the video, I mentioned I had no clue who Larry Brown from Washington was. Well, he might just be the most important steal player in this video, as in his Panthers debut, he'd score 4 total touchdowns and go for over 170 yards from scrimmage. Cam and the Panthers would outduel the Titans in a surprising shootout. I once again stole Jesse Bates. This time he's off to Carolina. I mean, it's possible Larry Brown is just the truth. I simply don't know ball. That was a great game alongside Cam Newton. Yeah, the Panthers are for real. I was nervous for the rest of our map as Minnesota was spun, sent east to take on Detroit. It'll be the 3rd game for both of these teams, which means both are going to get exponentially better with whoever wins and gets to steal a legend. This is getting crazy. And just a beautiful quarterback battle straight out of the 1960s. Norm Van Brocklin versus Fran Tarkenton. That is amazing, as Minnesota's going to settle for a field goal. And speaking of the 1960s, we've got a very low scoring game, but it's an 8-point game. The Vikings, they need to march right here, right now. And yet there's been a combined 2 touchdowns scored in this game. That is wild. Minnesota needs the 3rd right now, plus a 2-point convert. Lots of time for Fran. He's going to check down to AP, who gets to midfield. Remember though, the Lions also stole Myles Garrett earlier in this video. I mentioned that because we might see him make a play here. Aiden Hutchinson is also healthy. They don't get there though. AP, another reception for the first down this time. Fran is dealing on this drive. They are in no huddle. Only 1 timeout left for the Vikings, but they're already down to 20 seconds left. Madden clock management. rearing its ugly head. No, Jefferson dropped that. Are you serious? I mean, are they just going to take a few shots at the end zone? Is Madden smart enough to get someone going towards the sideline? No, Madden is not smart enough for anything. DJ Reader up the middle. I was so close to commenting too how that final drive actually looked okay. Madden did a good job with the programming, the AI, but Fran Tarkenton just could not help himself. Neither him nor Norm Van Brocklin put up big numbers, but Norm got the dub. And in taking the dub, the Lions turn a big portion of our map light blue, which, like, come on, I like the purple. They become a pretty big target too, by the way, but they probably have the best roster on paper. And now they steal Justin Jefferson, just another weapon for Norm. Thankfully, the Lions wouldn't get yet another chance to bolster their team, at least for now, as the wheel spun. The Broncos sent them slightly east over to face the Chicago Bears. After knocking off Kansas City earlier in the video, I had high hopes for those Bears, but MVP Mahomes looked out of place. He was completely neutralized by Denver's D, while John Elway tossed 3 total touchdown passes, including 2 to Cortland Sutton, to guide the Broncos to a pretty easy win. DJ Moore added to the fold as well, only helps Elway and that Broncos offense. And our Chicago Bear orange replaced by a slightly lighter, what's the hue on that Broncos orange? Never mind. And somehow, some way, we're down to just 7 teams left on our map and wheel. We're having fun. We're flying through the Lions again. Oh no. Oh boy, I'm scared for whoever they face. Is it going to be Indianapolis? Do we see? I think I just manifested that. Yeah, that is, into Indianapolis territory. I don't know why I called out the Colts, but we want to see Peyton again. Let's go. Oh, that's right. I just looked it up. Peyton Manning and the Colts stole Jamar Chase. Oh, they should put up numbers. I think they went 3-0 though. And I think the Lions, yes, they are about to score. Norm to Jamison Williams. He's having a great video. Okay. Norm Van Brocklin to Justin Jefferson. The Lions, am I really gonna let them do what I think I'm gonna let them do here in a second? Another W for Norm Van Brocklin. Pretty good numbers this time, outplaying Peyton. Looks like Jamar Chase couldn't get loose. And speaking of which, why don't we just let the Lions steal Jamar Chase, who was on the Colts? I mean, they don't need another weapon, but yeah, it's clearly their video to lose. Are you kidding me? No joke, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Sounds a lot like a team in my fantasy dynasty league, which I did not win this year, in case you were curious. Dynasty football is so crazy, man. Like, it looks like this fantasy Lions team we're seeing right now. By the way, we haven't seen either of these teams in a good minute. The 49ers traveling to take on my Seahawks. Brother, look at this. This is the team that won the championship in my dynasty league. Oh, oh, that's right. He traded Amon-Ra for Nico Collins. Yeah, Chase, Jefferson, Gibbs. I don't even like. Let me know in the comments section. Should I just quit the league? I mean, I have no chance for like 5 years, probably more. Oh my word. Enough about my fantasy team. Look at my in real life team. The Seahawks, in real life, gonna miss the playoffs. It's terrible. Rich Gannon under center. A chance at a game winning drive. He's going deep. Pass broken up. Okay. I thought the 49ers would wax us for real. Oh, a handoff to MVP Sean Alexander. What a brilliant play call. All right. Seahawks just burned a bunch of time. That's classic Madden. Under 30 seconds left. Can we get some urgency? Still 2 timeouts, another completion, lock it across for first. There goes the second timeout. You need to take a shot down the field here because you want to save your final timeout to kick a field goal, right? Rich Gannon, there he goes down the field. Oh, a big reception. Is that AJ Barner, the tight end? He's running free. He's going to get hauled down. That's so crazy. We finally see a big play in this video, and it's AJ Barner, rookie tight end for the Seahawks. And he got hauled down, sets up the game-winning field goal. My Seahawks do survive. I didn't see it coming, I'll be honest. Joe Montana had another monster game, but Rich Gannon outlasted him. 2 TDs. I love it. My boy Sean Alexander, not exactly cooking, but did just enough. Had a big run on that 3rd and 2. Yes, sir. The West Coast turning lime or neon, whatever shade of green you want to call this, for the Seahawks. And this roster needs so much help. I chose Fred Warner. I don't know. Maybe he can make a big play or 2 in whatever games the Seahawks have remaining. Hopefully Seattle gets blessed and just gets a bye through to the championship round. We will see as the wheel spins. The Panthers, that's not going to be against the Seahawks because the Panthers are way on the other side of the map. We know how geography works. Anyways, they are heading northwest where it's going to be a Super Bowl whatever from like 2015 rematch. Broncos Panthers, let's do it. John Elway to Marvin Mims. Denver does draw first blood at home, and unfortunately that score would set the tone. This ended up being a close finish for Cam and the Panthers, but they couldn't get a stop on their final drive. Denver drained the clock, and that was it. A good QB battle. Cam put up numbers, 2 TDs. John Elway just a smidge better. That Broncos orange spreading across the map. Perfect. We've got too many blue teams as it is. And look at that. Jesse Bates now finds himself on the Broncos. My guy is getting passed around this video, you know, because like he's playing for a lot of teams. Anyways, just ignore me. Hey, look, it's the Broncos. Will they have to play against the Lions? That would be unfortunate for anybody at this point. Yes, they do. The Seahawks and Ravens will stand idly by watching as the Denver Broncos potentially upset the Detroit Lions. Are you kidding me? What do my eyes see? Detroit's offense for 2 straight games looking kind of suspect. The Broncos having stolen Jesse Bates. I mean, I'm sure he's helping their defense a bit, but enough to contend with Amon-Ra, Jamar Chase, freaking Jefferson. Did I give him? Only 1 timeout remaining though for the Lions. They're in no huddle. Norm. Oh, that's like 5 straight completions. Amon-Ra juking down to the 7. I fear it might be over, Bronco fans. Detroit did take their final timeout, but come on, they're going to take 4 shots at the end zone here. What are the chances? Yeah, that could not have been easier. Is that Jamar Chase on the reception for the touchdown? Let's just give old John Elway. He's had some magical drives in his day. I'm not that old. I don't remember all the... What? Why are you handing off? Terrell Davis? Okay, he kind of gassed. Oh, low key. Yeah, they still have 2 timeouts. I think Denver's going to win this game unless Detroit forces an interception, which could happen. I kind of think it might be over. That's a completion to the sideline. The only thing that can stop Elway and the Broncos now is a sack, or if they check down for like 2 or 3 yards, because if they have to burn their final timeout, that's trouble. Okay, that should be all right. They do call it. Now what are we going to see? What's Sean Payton going to do? This is an interesting decision from Madden AI, which never goes well. Oh my, see, this is what, no, I knew it. I had a feeling they were going to kick it. This is what, I can't do the math. This is like a 50+ yard field goal. It's up, it's straight, it's good. He made it. And here we go. Final play of the game. I have seen some stuff watching these Madden 25 sims, but I think Jesse Bates on this Broncos defense, their secondary should hold up. Norm gets the time. He is launching. He's got some good receivers down there, but it's picked off. Wow. Indeed, the Broncos pull it off. I can't believe it. I guess I shouldn't quit my dynasty league because clearly anything can happen. I fear the Ravens might come in and ruin the Broncos party, but for now, with 3 teams left on the map, Denver, I mean, they can be proud of what they've accomplished. And for beating the Detroit Lions, they steal Justin Jefferson. I mean, maybe Denver can pull it off. It would help them out so much to get a bye through to the Super Bowl finish of our video. And no, it's not going to happen because Baltimore can literally only play Denver orange from that side of the map. Unbelievable. My Seahawks gonna be in the championship of one of these videos. I don't think I've ever seen that. But who will my Seahawks play in our Super Bowl matchup? The Broncos have been so busy. They've won 3 games recently. Oh, that's a big... Oh, Kyle Hamilton. Oh no, the Broncos have been busy, but John Elway throwing a pick. I think they might hold up. Nope. Justice Hill in for a TD for Baltimore. Okay. Jefferson, 63 yards from John Elway, making up for that early INT. We might have a banger matchup here, boys. I jumped in here. I wanted to see. I think Denver should be able to at least get in field goal range here. They're knocking at the door. The Ravens are blitzing. A completed pass to Cortland Sutton. Cortland Sutton caught a pass with 20 seconds left, and they just Madden 25. Dude, Bronco fans, don't be mad. At least you're about to get a 3 just before half. That's big. Out of half, though, Lamar Jackson to Deontay Johnson. Yeah, okay. And here we are, 4-point game, super late. All I'm seeing is Cortland Sutton here for the Broncos, which is crazy. You have DJ Moore, and more importantly, oh my God. They don't need anybody else. It's Cortland Sutton. It's Cortland Sutton world, Sutton's world, and we're all just living in it. Are you kidding me, dude? John Elway, what a hero. I can't believe this is happening. I mean, the Ravens need a 3. Justin Tucker, I think, is still a 90-something in this game, but a sack on the first play. Lamar overthrows. No, he does not. Oh my gosh, that was a dog. The Ravens go no huddle. I think that's smart. They saved the timeout. I mean, I shouldn't call them smart until I see what happens on this play. Oh my goodness, Lamar, if he could get out of bounds. He does not. Oh, that's too bad. Because we're going to get Baltimore settling for a field goal. This would be a massive choke by Justin Tucker. This is like a chip shot. And we've got OT, which I am not a big fan of. We're going to watch from this screen just so we don't get any glitches. The Ravens are at a 3rd and 11. They're not in field goal range. Oh my word. Lamar hits Rashad Bateman. Oh, he's the GOAT. He's really the GOAT. They're going to score on this first possession. Yep, they go in for 6. It's Lamar for a rushing touchdown, of course. Denver with a chance to answer answer. A huge chunk play, John to DJ. After a penalty, another big chunk, this time to Adam Troutman. But now they've hit a snag. No, John Elway, 4th and 5. They're so close to pulling off this up. No chance. No. No, no. Game on the line. John Elway throws quick and he throws short of the sticks. I mean, brother, what are we doing? A really, really unbelievable run for the Denver Broncos to get to this point. They had to play a bunch of games. John Elway was amazing, but nah, that wasn't it. Don't get me wrong. I love watching Lamar and the Ravens play. They might win the Super Bowl this year. That would not at all be shocking, but we were so close to Seahawks Broncos. What an unpredictable outcome to this video that could and would have been. Instead, no Broncos. It's the Baltimore Ravens, and indeed, I'm stealing Justin Jefferson for them. He continues to get passed around this video. The Ravens have already stolen one Lawrence Taylor, one of only 2 defensive players to ever win MVP. And of course, they've got their MVP 2-time, maybe 3 by the time you're watching this video. Who knows? Lamar Jackson. I mean, 499 overalls. That's tough, man. Especially because my Seattle Seahawks, I'm proud of them. They've won a couple games. Sean Alexander, one of my all-time GOATs. They stole Rich Gannon, who had a pretty good performance in his other game played. And of course, Fred Warner added from the Niners. But obviously, we know who the favorite is heading into this video. Or should I say heading into the finale of this video? Let me know down below right now. You got like 3 seconds. I might cut to a championship win for one of these teams if it's a blowout. So who takes it home? Oh my word, this game has been a roller coaster. The Ravens went up 21-7 through 3 quarters. I thought it was game over. But look at what happened in the 4th. DK Metcalf caught his 2nd touchdown of the game. Lamar answered. Then DK hit a near 70-yarder for his 3rd touchdown. And here we are. The Ravens, unfortunately, in control of the ball. Both teams, all 3 timeouts. I am jumping in to watch my Seahawks with Fred Warner on their side. I am hoping they potentially get a stop here, or Lamar can just, whoa, that was almost an interception. Here it is, 3rd down. Do the Ravens go conservative? No! Lamar hits Zay Flowers. He was so wide open. What? Okay, flash forward. After that Zay play, Derrick Henry ran for 5 yards. The Seahawks have 1 timeout left. They can get this ball back, but they can't surrender a 1st down. Justice Hill. No. What? Oh my gosh. No. You did Justice Hill? That's not Derrick Henry. Seahawks. Fred Warner. What are you doing? That was worse than I could have ever imagined as a Seahawks fan. Justice Hill breaking a tackle to seal the game. Honestly, it was a good run for Rich Gannon, Sean Alexander, and the boys. We almost had what I would classify as a pretty good upset champion of this video, but ultimately the Baltimore Ravens, such a great team led by their 2-time MVP, Lamar Jackson. Well, they do in fact walk away as champions of NFL Imperialism MVP edition. Let me know what you thought of the video down below. That was a lot of fun. A bit anticlimactic. Baltimore wins a lot. They're so good, but let me know what you thought of it. So many fun legends to look back on. Drop a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new.